All right, before we even get started, I'm going to ask everyone to take out their cell phones and make sure they're on silent so we don't have any disruptions and whatnot. All right. Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Edward Cheney. I'm the president of the Philosophy and Religion Club, and I'd like to welcome you here. The Philosophy and Religion Club and the Freethinkers, Atheists, and Agnostics Society of MSU have partnered together tonight to host this event. First, I would like to thank Chris Dees, the president of the Freethinkers, Atheists, and Agnostics Society of MSU, of working together with me and getting this event worked out and get it started tonight. And these are really important issues. I think we would all agree that the meaning of life is an important issue. I mean, we're here to go to school, get a job, but at our core of our being, we want to know why we're here. Why are we on this earth? What are we living for? And we want to talk more than just sports and weather. We want to go into real issues. So next, I'll introduce the participants this evening. First, to my immediate left, we have Chris Ramos. He is a graduate student in physics here at MSU. And next to him, we have Kyle Brent, who is a senior in philosophy here at MSU. And to kind of make everyone aware of this, there's no animosity between Chris and Kyle. We've met together and we've discussed these issues, and so let's have just a civil debate. It's going to be a good dialogue, and I mean, it will be a debate, but we're not going to declare a winner or declare a loser or any of that stuff. So the format tonight each will have 7 minutes opening statement, and they'll have a 7-minute response to the previous statement. And after that, we're going to go into a Q&A session with the audience, and we'll go with that a little bit, and then we're going to call it at 7:15 just to keep it, I guess, structured. But we'll be hanging out. We have the room until 8. So if you want to come down and discuss different issues that you weren't able to talk about with each whoever, we have the room until 8. And and just we can give an applause after each opening statement, but let's keep it under control. Let's not get too excited, because I know these are pretty emotional topics. So let's just keep our heads leveled. And now I will hand the floor over to Chris Ramos, who will give his first opening statement.
Hi everyone, my name is Chris. I'm a graduate student in physics and astronomy. I've been here about 2 years, and I'm vice president of the Freethinkers, Agnostics, and Atheists Club. And I guess I'll just get started. So what is the meaning of life? It's a common question that humans have pondered in various forms for as long as we've been able. It is also a loaded question, so before I say anything further, let's convert it into propositional form. Life is meaningful. Still, this is not enough, because we must contend with the unspoken assumption that only human life possesses the ambiguous property of meaning. So let me try again. Human life is meaningful. This proposition does not refer to the denotation of human life, nor does it refer to the subjective value that a human may attribute to their own life. So finally, let's get it all out in the open, and let's evangelize this proposition. Human life, and indeed the whole universe, is the creation of the God of Abraham, and by this virtue, there is an objective purpose to human life, to use the privileges of consciousness and free will to glorify the Creator. If it has not already been made clear, I oppose the proposition that there is a Creator, and so I also oppose the proposition that life is simply our chance to praise this Creator. Moreover, I reject absolutionist claims to knowledge as stifling at best and dangerous at worst. However, before I explain my contentions, I'm going to explain how I attempt to ascertain how the universe works. As advertised, I'm an atheist. I do not believe in the God of Abraham, nor the gods of any extant or extinct religion. I do not believe in ghosts, nor do I believe in anything supernatural. In fact, I find the concept of the supernatural to be simply incoherent in the light of the philosophy of science. As the invisible and undetectable are indistinguishable from the non-existent, science obligates us to dismiss such ideas as unfruitful. I study physics, the science concerned with the most general analysis of nature, because I'm an incorrigible question asker. But what is science? There is no single definition for it, and it needn't follow some strict progression. But here's my understanding. Science is that process by which humanity attempts to explain the observable phenomena of nature. The color of the sky, the flow of liquids, the twinkling of the stars, the structure of matter, gravity, the evolution of biological systems, and even the evolution of the universe itself. Modern science is humble, conservative, and progressive. A quick example is the old idea that measures of time and space are independent. It was once believed that light propagated through some invisible substance, the luminiferous ether, since other wave phenomena were known to be propagations in matter. However, all determinations to measure directionally dependent values for the speed of light came up null. When Einstein postulated that the speed of light was observer independent, he came up with the special relativity theory, which predicted that space and time were actually interdependent measures. This was a profound paradigm shift, just as heliocentrism once was, and the spherical Earth before that. Nothing is sacred in science, and all of it's up for question. The fact that we, by and large, no longer believe that this Earth is flat or that demons cause illness is that through science we are forced to abandon the old ideas. To put it in another way, it's not that people who believed in these things were idiots. They just did not possess the clarity that we possess today. And that, I believe, is largely taken for granted. To summarize, since the dawn of scientific thinking, we as a species have endeavored to construct theories of nature to our mutual benefit. The ultimate treasure would be a theory of everything from which any necessary theory of some set of phenomena could be derived. The key word here is necessary. We conduct science as a matter of necessity. This is at the heart of my first contention. As the products of evolution, it has behooved us to understand our environment and ourselves as much as possible. In a very real sense, the primary concern of living things is to survive. Whether we are talking about the individual, a nation, or the entire species, nothing is of greater value and nothing incites greater fear than the ultimate existential threat of death. Our lives are profoundly more secure today than they were so many thousands of years ago. Through the use of science, we have become masters of animal and crop husbandry. In the last 100 years alone, the percentage of the US workforce engaged in farming has gone from 30% to less than 2%. We have abundant food. We have the materials to build strong climate-controlled dwellings in places of work. We have roads. We have vehicles that cross thousands of miles in mere hours, journeys that once took months. We can even leave this world for that great big rock in the sky, crossing a gulf of some 250,000 miles in 3 days. We have the electrified society, we have inoculations, and we have far greater freedom than humans have ever known. Within the borders of our industrialized nation, we find ourselves so far removed from the threats of death by disease, death by hunger or thirst, and death by exposure that we take the great advancements of science for granted. We have all of this because we ask questions and not because we accept dogma. Yet, despite the fact that our collective grasp of the nature of the universe is vastly greater than that of those who wrote the books of the Abrahamic faiths, the content of those texts are taken by millions to be the immutable truth. I find it quite telling of the human condition that we should so ardently defend Iron Age concepts of human life in the universe. We fear death so intensely that we'll defend belief without evidence to shield ourselves from reality. From someone as scientifically minded as myself, I think that's a tragedy. My second contention is with a mischaracterization of faith as a reliable means for understanding our experiences. Faith, being the absolute acceptance of propositions without empirical evidence, is the diametrical opposite of science. If we are to understand more deeply the nature of the mind and how living matter differs from non-living matter, then it is clear that the cessation of inquiry is not the route to take. In short, I would say that the meaning of human life is to use our cognitive abilities to gain greater and greater insight into the ways of the universe so as to better our lives and delay death. Thank you.
considerably louder than him, so I'm going to move this. So we were both given this question: what is the meaning of life? Others? What is the meaning of life? My goal here is tonight is to present the Christian conception of the meaning of life. And what I mean by Christian, we have to define what that is. I mean the Christian position pronounced in the Christian scriptures and articulated in the historical Protestant position. In the middle of the 17th century, a group of English clergymen asked a similar question to the one that we were asking tonight. What is the chief end of man? Or in modern vernacular, what is man's primary purpose? This question, the first of 107 that will be used to instruct the children of believers in the Christian faith, is not only first in order, but also has primacy in importance. The way we answer this question is by no means a trifling matter. These clergymen knew this, and we too should know this. The answer that they gave to this question was the maxim by which they would live, breathe, and die. Their answer is my answer. Their maxim is my maxim. So what is this answer? What is the chief end of man? What is his primary purpose? Man's chief end is to glorify God and enjoy Him forever. We will examine two things here. First, what does it mean to glorify God? And then secondly, what does it mean to enjoy Him forever? So first, what does it mean to glorify God? To glorify God is to reflect His glory. As a mirror reflects the object, so too God's creation exists to show forth His excellencies. This indeed is the reason why everything exists. For instance, Psalm 19:1 says, "The heavens declare the glory of the Lord, and the sky above proclaims His handiwork." Psalm 148 also speaks to this.